For years, people were told the same thing: save your money, be disciplined, cut unnecessary spending, build a cushion, and eventually, you'll be safe. It sounds responsible. It sounds rational. It sounds like control. But now, something feels off. Millions are doing what they were told, budgeting carefully, cutting costs, trying to save, and still feel structurally exposed. They save, and rent rises. They save, and housing runs away faster. They save, and healthcare destroys years of discipline. They save, and retirement still looks impossible. So what if the problem is bigger than your savings account? What if saving money still matters, but no longer has enough power to actually save you? Saving money has always felt responsible, adult, prudent, self-controlled. Saving creates a buffer. It softens emergencies, reduces dependence, creates options. In a world where costs were more stable, saving could plausibly function as a path toward more security. It was not just defensive, it was directional. But that only works if the world stays slow enough for savings to catch up. For many people now, it doesn't. Saving is not just a financial behavior, it is a moral identity. People who save are seen as responsible. People who don't are seen as careless. So if you are not financially safe, the story implies you failed to be disciplined enough. But saving is a personal response to systemic conditions. When those conditions get harsher, saving changes meaning. It stops being a path to real security and starts becoming a way to slow down exposure. A buffer can help you survive disruption. But security means your life is not one event away from destabilization. One illness, one job loss, one move, one family emergency, one major repair. That is not security. That is temporary cushioning. The old promise has been broken, not by a failure of individual will, but by a system that no longer rewards saved wages. The relationship between wages and the cost of living has broken down. Productivity climbs, profits soar, but average compensation fails to keep pace. Meanwhile, the core components of a secure life, housing, healthcare, higher education, have exploded in cost. This creates a brutal mathematical vice for the wage-earning saver. You're filling a bucket with a slow drip, while the bucket itself keeps getting bigger. No matter how frugally you live or how diligently you save, the target recedes faster than you can advance. The path that once led from disciplined saving to a stable life now feels like a treadmill, requiring ever more effort just to keep from falling behind. The disconnect lies not with the saver, but with the landscape. Risk has shifted from small, manageable emergencies to large, systemic vulnerabilities. In major centers, home prices can leap 20, 30, even 50% while you save for a down payment. You forego vacations, drive an old car, cook at home, and the market outruns you. Healthcare can wipe out years of saving. One serious diagnosis and 5-figure or 6-figure bills arrive. Retirement shifted from pensions to individual risk. With stagnant wages and volatile markets, a lifetime of saving may still be inadequate. The pillars of a stable life are interconnected and fragile. A buffer is damage control, not a foundation. A major diagnosis, a shuttered industry, a housing market that prices you out. These aren't potholes, they are bridge collapses. Short-term liquidity is not the same as long-term resilience. Real security is knowing the systems you depend on are robust, fair, and resilient. A shared foundation, not just a private cushion. A critical driver of this dilemma is the divergence between wage growth and asset inflation. Wealth is increasingly generated not through labor, but through ownership. Stocks rise, real estate rises, financial instruments rise faster than salaries. A two-speed economy emerges. In the slow lane, wage earners save slowly in low-yield accounts. In the fast lane, asset owners benefit from liquidity, policy, and scarcity that inflate prices. Their wealth multiplies, often while they sleep, powered by market forces. It's not thrift or genius, it's position. Two people. One saves $10,000 through discipline. Another gains $50,000 passively through home appreciation. Saving is a ladder. Asset inflation is an escalator. When the formula fails, people blame themselves. The moral story deflects attention away from structural drivers. Wage stagnation, policy choices, fragile safety nets. You're told it's the coffee, not speculative markets or restrictive supply. A medical bankruptcy becomes a lesson in saving more, rather than questioning catastrophic costs. This transforms structural failure into personal inadequacy, one of the cruelest aspects of the modern economy. Saving from wages is now mostly defensive. Owning appreciating assets is offensive, and faster. Your effort can't beat the system's mechanical advantage. Until wages share in growth, or asset inflation is tamed, the diligent saver will keep falling behind. The consequence is a widening gap between what a person earns and what it costs to live a stable life. The lesson is not that saving is pointless. Saving still matters. Buffers matter. Restraint matters. But saving is a defensive skill, not a complete rescue plan. It can help you survive, buy time, reduce fragility. But it cannot, by itself, rebuild the conditions that made security feel reachable. The question is not whether saving is good. It is. The question is whether a society that keeps telling people to save still allows saving to mean more than private damage control. Today, we are asking the buffer to do the work of the foundation. Real security requires a foundation that is public, shared, and enduring. Systems that are robust, fair, and resilient. Maybe that is the hardest truth. Saving money can still help you, but it cannot save you from everything that now defines economic life. Not from housing markets that outrun wages, not from aging in an expensive world, not from labor systems built on instability, not from healthcare shocks. So yes, saving still matters. But if it no longer creates the safety people were promised, then the problem is bigger than spending habits. It means the economy became too structurally hostile for personal discipline alone to function as a real exit strategy. Saving is necessary. It is not sufficient. What needs rebuilding is the foundation.